Hello, I'm Adam Kielich, the principal attorney at the Kielich Law Firm in Bedford, Texas, where I help clients in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in their employment law, family law, and personal litigation needs. Today's quick video is going to talk about what to wear to court, or maybe more explicitly, what not to wear to court, at least as far as it pertains to the courts here in Dallas and Fort Worth. But these are generally pretty good ideas that are going to apply to most parts of the country. Whether we like it or not, judges and juries do pay attention to the way that people are dressed in court, and they can easily be put off by your appearance, whether you're underdressed, overdressed, or just dressed in a manner that is inappropriate for the forum. Dressing appropriately for court is a really simple way to eliminate an opportunity for the judge or jury to not like you and maybe not give you a fair shot in the hearing, or to imply certain things or infer certain things about you that may or may not be true. So today we're going to talk about some rules that apply to both sexes, and then we'll talk a little bit about some rules that apply to men and some rules that apply to women separately. And hopefully you'll get a good idea for how to dress and how to impress the judge and feel like you really care about being there, and the reason why you're there is important to you. After all, you've undoubtedly paid a lot of money and spent a lot of time to get yourself into court. The last thing you want to do is have your shirt give the judge an excuse to throw that all away. So let's talk about first some of the rules that apply to both sexes, and then we'll break out each sex separately. So here are the rules for both. No jeans, no denim, not ever. I don't care how much you spent on your jeans. I don't care how nice they are. I don't care how well tailored they are. Do not wear jeans into court ever. Not ever. Unless your attorney specifically tells you to wear jeans, never wear jeans. And the same is true really for any other kind of denim. No denim shorts, no denim skirts. Although sometimes women do wear denim skirts, I still think it's too easily associated with jeans and can put a judge off. So my attitude is no jeans. Denim shirts kind of come and go in style. I don't know, even being here in Texas, I think any kind of denim should be off limits in court. Just don't wear it. Pick a different shirt. But definitely no jeans. And on that same token, no shorts. I know it's hot. It's hot here like 11 months out of the year. I have to wear a suit in court. Believe me, I deal with the heat in those buildings all the time. But I'm sorry, you cannot wear shorts. Guys, no shorts. Women, no shorts. I don't care how nice those shorts are. I don't care how much you spend on them. I don't care how great they make you look. No shorts. Also, no athletic gear. No tracksuits. No yoga pants. No workout shirts. None of it. You're not going to work out. You're not going to find a bench press. No elliptical machine at court. No athletic wear. No hats. No hats. No cowboy hats. No trucker hats. No baseball caps. No fedoras. None of it. Now, if you wore your hat to court, you take it off in the building and it stays off your head. Period. It's okay to hold them in the building, but do not wear them in the building. Unless it's a religious type of headgear, then that's perfectly fine. From there, we're really going to get into, well, no, we're still just going to talk about some absolute rules. No excessive jewelry. I don't care how cool your jewelry is. I don't care how much you love it or you love to wear it every day. Limit your jewelry. If you come in wearing a lot of jewelry and looking flashy, I mean, look, a lot of the judges are going to feel like it's, you know, it's outlandish. They're not going to take you seriously. And if you're coming into court saying that you don't have a lot of money, but you've got a bunch of jewelry on, you know, you may not have a lot of cash, but you're wearing a lot of cash. So don't do that. Don't wear anything that makes loud noises. A really loud watch, very loud shoes that you know, click more than any other shoes or whatever. So no tap shoes, I guess. No jewelry that chimes against itself or, you know, smacks against itself and makes a bunch of noise. That's going to annoy the judge in a hurry. So just don't do it. Along that same lines, when it comes to tattoos and facial piercings, basically any kind of piercings but in the lobes of your ear, really try to limit their exposure, whether they're on your face or your neck or your arms or your hands. Really think about what you wear, or your legs, I guess. Think about what you're wearing and try to be a little modest with those things. A lot of the judges are just not that progressive when it comes to appearance, and they feel like these are not the kind of things that fine, upstanding people would do to their bodies. And so if you come in with like a bunch of piercings on your face, you know, that could be, it shouldn't be, but that could be the difference between winning and losing your case. So I understand, of course, with those tattoos, they're permanent. The facial piercings, hard to take out. But if you can put in those clear fillers into some of the piercings, think about doing that if it makes sense, if it's something that you can do. As far as tattoos, long sleeves will help cover up the tattoo sleeves. Pants will cover up tattoos on the legs for women. A higher collar for women or men, for that matter, will cover up some on the chest or the neck. It's just better, like, it's just easier to avoid that and look more modest and have the judge, like, just don't give the judge an excuse to dislike you based upon something that has nothing to do with your case. Similarly, don't wear torn clothing. No cutoffs, no pants with holes in them. You know, you're definitely already not wearing jeans, so definitely don't wear jeans with holes in them. Don't wear shirts with the sleeves cut off, or shirts that are crop tops that are cut too short and expose the midriff. It doesn't look professional. It's just not the right kind of thing to wear into a court. Similarly, really think about the colors that you're wearing in a court. Don't be too crazy about the colors. If you want to wear some bright shoes for women particularly, or a bright tie or something, that's fine. But you're probably not doing yourself any favors coming in a lime green suit. As much as I might want to, don't do it. I know neon colors come and go, and I'm not really sure whether they're in or out right now for this year, but if they are in, think about whether you really have to wear that bright pink dress or that neon orange dress shirt. Again, you may have a judge who's quite old and has spent his whole life wearing blue suits and white shirts and just doesn't think that's appropriate for court. Wearing that shirt is not worth it for that judge. So really think about it. We're almost done with the rules for both here. When it comes to shoes, no flip-flops. I don't care how nice they are. Really be careful even with sandals for women. Like, men should never wear sandals in a court. Women, I know some of those, like, flat sandals are expensive, but, you know, think about wearing some closed-toed shoes instead. It looks more professional. And again, if, you know, your choice of shoes is the difference between winning or losing your case, wear the shoes that are going to help you win, right? On that same line, no athletic shoes. None. No sneakers, no tennis shoes, no casual walking shoes. You know what I'm talking about, all that kind of stuff. And again, I get it. You spend a lot of money on the shoes. They may be brand new. They may look clean. You may have spent, $500 on those shoes. I get it. They're expensive. They're nice shoes. Wear them. Love them everywhere but court. Anywhere else. A lot of the judges do not enjoy people wearing their athletic shoes in a court. Wear some dress shoes. If you're going to wear shirts that has any kind of logo or message on it, you shouldn't. But if you're going to, definitely no vulgar messages, nothing that's questionable, nothing that's just too funny. It would be my preference that you don't wear anything with the logo, except maybe like, a polo shirt that has a logo, which, a dress shirt would be better anyway. But if your dress shirt has like a sailboat logo on the chest, that's okay, or whatever, that's fine. Like, clothing comes with brand names and logos on them, but don't wear anything that's inappropriate. Like, if you wouldn't wear it in front of your great grandmother, don't wear it in court. And last, no matter which sex you are, make your hair look nice that day. Do something with it that doesn't look like you just got out of bed or just left jail for the night. Run a comb through it, put product in it, whatever you normally do with your hair to make it look halfway decent, do that. Preferably, of course, no crazy hairdos, but if your hair is already cut, there's only so much you can do with it. But try to do something that looks as professional as you can with it. So those are really the general rules that apply to everybody, that everyone should be following no matter what. So let's break down some rules that separate the two genders. As far as male clothing goes, your home is really going to be wearing a dress shirt. Short or long sleeve is fine. Dress pants and dress shoes. Of course, wear some socks too. This is it. Like, this is your basic business casual type clothing. You could probably get away with a polo shirt in the summer, but you're really better off wearing a dress shirt, like a full button-up dress shirt. Again, if a handful of buttons is the difference between the judge thinking well of you and thinking poorly, those extra buttons are really earning their pay. As far as wearing a suit or a suit jacket or a tie, these are really optional for male clothing. It's not entirely necessary that you wear these things, although if you're going into trial or a very complicated hearing, you may want to look your best, and this is something you should talk to with your attorney about how you appear. And so a suit may be in your best bet, although sometimes you want a party to look a little more salt of the earth or blue collar, then wearing a suit defeats that image. So at very least, though, hit that business casual appearance. With men, really limit the jewelry. I know I said this for both sexes, but a watch, a ring, these are really all the jewelry that you need to wear. Cufflinks, I guess. If you've got a necklace on, probably want that necklace under your dress shirt. If you normally have your ears pierced, okay, maybe like as conservative as you can get with those piercings, that would be best for you. If you come in with like a bunch of rings on and like a shiny bracelet and an expensive watch and all this stuff, like, there's a certain point where that judge is going to think you look gaudy and is maybe not going to take you so seriously. As far as wearing suits, if you're going to wear a suit, the two exceptions there, I guess, is don't wear any kind of crazy color. Like a professional color is good, but also no tuxedos. Tuxedos are formal wear. They're not business type wear. You don't wear them during the day for a business function, which is what court is. So no tuxedos. I don't care how awesome your tuxedo is. No James Bond in the courthouse. That's really it. If you follow the rules that apply to both as far as what not to do, and these handful of rules for what to do, you're really going to be in the right place with male clothing. It's easy for us because we have such limited clothing options to begin with that there's really a very narrow band of what's even business casual to business for us anyway, and that's suits or parts of suits put together, always with pants, of course. But as long as you've got that business casual look, you're going to be fine. I guess the one thing I would add is with your dress shoes, like if they're kind of scuffed up or kind of worn in, maybe polish them before you go into court. That might help. A little detail and buying a little polish might, if it makes a difference in court, then it's a few dollars and a few minutes of your time well worth it. And then we turn to women. With women, it's much more difficult because women have so many more clothing options. And women's clothing in general is just so much more expansive than male clothing. And a couple of inches of fabric can easily be the difference between completely professional and completely unprofessional. And so it's really hard to like pinpoint this is exactly what you need to do. Definitely never do this, because there's always going to be somebody who can walk into like a Nordstrom and find something for $1,000 that like does really professionally what I've said not to do. So, and being a man, of course, I don't really have a lot of experience buying or obviously wearing women's clothing. So I can really only tell you what my experiences are being married, I guess, as well as what I see in the courts all the time and what I've seen in other business settings, and try to help guide you there. But really, I think most women have a good sense of what is professional and what's not. And for women, the rule really is the same, that business casual is your home. If you want to be more professional, that's fine too. The biggest issue for women, I find, really is dressing conservatively enough that, like, increasingly what's become acceptable in business settings for women is more relaxed. It is less conservative than what prior generations might wear. I'm not particularly put off by it, but the thing is, some of those judges are pretty old or conservative in their nature, and really find what is considered modern clothing for women to be too revealing or not conservative enough, or have worse ideas about it. So it's really tough. And like I said, a couple of inches of fabric can really be the difference between being conservative enough and being too revealing. And in general, of course, the judges consider courts a place of the highest honor and professionalism, so you want to respect that. And just as I've been saying over and over again, if something small can be the difference between the judge giving you what you're asking for or turning you away empty-handed, doing the little things that help you win or play in your favor towards winning are really things that you should do. So since women's clothing is so much more expansive than men's, I'll kind of walk through some of the different clothing options that you have and sort of give rules about a do and a don't with it. Of course, we've already taken shorts off the list, so we're not going to talk about those shorts anymore. We'll go full length to pants. Pants are good. Pants are a safe bet, even with almost all old male judges have accepted that women wear pants in professional settings. The pants are fine at full length, of course. I think those like just above the ankle kind of pants are popular with women. Those are fine too. Even the ones that are a little shorter, like just below the knee. I don't know if those are in style or not right now, but sometimes they are. You really got to play it careful with those. Sometimes they look too casual, or they're too tight, which is a problem. And generally for pants, you want to avoid pants that are too tight in general. I know some women's pants are designed to be very tight and form-fitting, and while I appreciate that, it's just not the right time to wear those when you go to court. As far as skirts and the bottom half of dresses, these are fine too. There's nothing wrong, of course, with wearing skirts or dresses, definitely professional attire, as long as it is professional attire. As far as length goes, you should really target being like 2 or 3 inches above the knee or longer. And of course, the big rule there is going to be, for just like the pants, it really shouldn't be too tight. I know the like pencil skirts, again, are a thing that goes in and out. It's fine. They're usually not too tight unless you buy them too tight, in which case they're going to be too revealing, too uncomfortable, or too suggestive for a lot of judges. So, you know, give yourself some breathing room anyway. Don't give the judge an opportunity to get the wrong idea. So that's really it on the bottom half. As far as the top half goes, where we're talking about women's tops and the upper half of dresses, you know, you're going to find the rules are pretty much the same. Should not be too revealing. And, you know, I know that women's tops are cut in all different kinds of ways that are mysterious to me as a male. But generally, no backless tops or dresses. Anything with with the spaghetti strap is probably too revealing. Tank tops, probably want to pass on unless you're wearing like a jacket or a sweater or something over it. Sleeveless is probably fine. As far as the neckline goes, you want to be fairly conservative. I mean, you don't need to wear a turtleneck, but you know, you also don't need a plunging neckline either. And with everything else, don't go too tight. Same explanation as pants or skirts, right? If you want to wear a suit, that's cool. You don't have to, though. Just like with men, it might be overkill, but again, the degree of how business versus business casual you dress is something you should talk to with your attorney. Generally, no formal, no cocktail, nothing too exotic, too revealing, too casual. No, just like with men, don't wear tuxedos, don't wear your ball gowns. I mean, if you own one, of course. You're not going to the club, you're not going to the beach, you're not going to your friend's house to watch Netflix and chill. So don't dress in any of those ways. Just like with men, business casual is really a good fit for your clothing. Just like I said with men and their jewelry, keep your jewelry, your makeup, and your hair to a reasonable degree of professionalism. Don't, like I said before, no jewelry that's making a lot of noises. Don't wear excessive jewelry. Don't get too crazy with your makeup or your hair. Again, you're going somewhere in the morning or the middle of the afternoon. You don't need to be, you know, whatever the makeup is that you put on for evening stuff. Don't do that. Same with the hair. Like, just, you know, just anything that would be appropriate in a business setting, that's going to be fine. And I guess that leaves shoes. You know, shoes, you've got a lot of options, and a lot of options are going to be fine. Flats, heels, boots, these are all fine. Like I said with the sandals, I wouldn't wear, well, obviously I wouldn't wear them, but I wouldn't recommend wearing them. Even if they're nice and expensive and whatever, I think they look too casual, and you know, again, don't give the judge a reason to feel like you're not serious about why you're there or that you don't respect the courtroom. As far as boots go, nothing too crazy. Really nothing too crazy with your shoes, period. All the rules about colors and sounds and all that good stuff definitely apply here. Don't wear those like crazy middle of the thigh kind of boots in the court. If you want to wear the like those ankle boots, whatever those are that are popular right now, or the like the calf ones that come up just below the knees, those are fine too, as long as they're not too crazy. Like, don't wear go-go boots. That's probably not okay. But but there are lots of boots that are those like under the knee ones that look fine. They're accepted business, at least business casual kind of wear. I've seen women executives from very large companies wear them in professional settings, so it's fine. As far as your heels, though, don't get too crazy with it. You may end up standing for a long period of time, so don't be uncomfortable and don't make the judge feel like, you've got a nighttime job that he may not or she may not approve of. And I know that those like platform heels are kind of popular. Maybe they're on their way out. I don't know. But like I said, just don't wear anything that's might give them the idea that you have a nighttime pursuit of an adult behavior. Don't let your shoes be too stripperish, okay? Sometimes, okay, so I've said a lot more about women than men, and the reason why I want to point this out is with men, the problem is usually coming in not in the wrong kind of clothing, but in clothing that's in poor condition. It's torn, it's not clean, it's wrinkled, it looks messy. But a lot of times with women, the problem actually is they come in, the clothing is nice, it's been taken care of, it's in great condition, they look great, they just don't look great in that situation. Like I said, you're not going to the club, you're not going brunch either. Like, you are going into a professional setting, and your clothing should really reflect that. And I have seen women and talked to women personally in the courts who dressed in a provocative manner and really believe that, hey, the judge is male or the opposing attorney is male, and if I dress this way and show off the goods, maybe they'll give in to me and I can use it to get a leg up. And I will tell you, you don't have to believe me here, but I will tell you that male judges are more likely to be offended by your provocative attire or choose not to take you seriously because they think you don't take it seriously, or they get a sense that you are trying to persuade them with your physical appearance. And if they're offended by that, they're more likely to not give you credit for your arguments or your testimony. It's going to make you look less credible, less reliable, and just generally like you care a lot less about being there than you do about your appearance. And that's a pretty well understood attitude amongst a lot of male judges. And of course with female judges too, they understand the way that women are supposed to dress and what professional female attire is supposed to look like. And so they get really offended too when women come in looking like they're trying to use the courthouse as a pickup bar. So don't do it. I promise you that you're more likely to hurt yourself than you are to help yourself doing it. So that's really that. I think the one thing that I would add before I wrap this up, because this has been way too long, is when it comes to your kids, all of these rules apply the same. Your kids shouldn't be coming into court in dirty, wrinkled clothing. If you have daughters, especially teenage daughters, don't let them show up in super short dresses or revealing tops. And if they go into court, it's going to make those judges really uncomfortable to see the kids that way anyway. And I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of that in the courts recently, especially during the warmer months. So make sure that your kids are dressed, decently, and for the kids, that may be the way that they go to school or whatever, and the school tolerates it. That's fine, but it's just not the right place in the courts. So that's it. I feel like I've lectured and patronized and probably been somewhat offensive, especially to women. But my goal really is to make sure that if you're going into court, that you're delivering to the court the kind of respect that it deserves, and that the court is giving you the kind of respect that you deserve going in there, and that you're not letting something small like your choice in clothing cloud the judge's opportunity to treat you with respect. So I hope this video was helpful. It's a little bit of a deviation from my normal the normal topics. Nothing in particular drove me to talk about this. It was just something I was thinking about the other day. I thought it would be worthwhile to share some of that perspective from an attorney, especially somebody who isn't particularly conservative-minded about clothing, but just recognizes the forum and the rules that we all have to play by. So again, I hope this was helpful. If you actually listened to this for the full 31 minutes, especially thank you for that. I guess that's it. I will see you next video. Thanks a lot.